And we will, of course, be your home as the quarterfinals get underway tomorrow here on LSN. Wednesday, as both of these teams are in contention to be playing on Wednesday as the quarterfinals get underway over in Budapest. As Wales wins the opening faceoff, Wales needing a win here to get to 4-1 in group play and have the opportunity to move on after Ireland's loss earlier in the day. Ireland 3-2 in group play. Wales looking to get to 4-1 and bump Scotland down to 4-1 and see if they can both move on into the quarterfinal and knockout round of this tournament. Still some work to do here, though. Down by 2 as we start the third quarter in Budapest. Right in front, shot going up top. It's who is that? Ian Dunn, who buried it, and he cuts this back to a 1-goal game at 6-5. Ian Dunn scoring his second goal of this game. The first multi-goal score for the Wales team. They've cut this thing back to a 6-5 game, but it's Scotland who wins the faceoff and looks to get their first offensive opportunity of this third quarter. In a little trouble was John Goodwin, but he's able to scoot out of it, and Scotland gets the offensive possession. For those of you just joining us, 20-minute running quarters in the international game, and no shot clock. So no rush on these teams on offense, as Ian Vickers brings it in around to Pasajewski and around the back of the cage. Vickers with it again, spins, dodged down the alley, and he buries it. Ian Vickers. And he makes it 7-5. That's Vickers' first goal of this game. The fifth different goal scorer for Scotland, who gets that 2-goal advantage right back with a goal here early on in the third quarter to answer Wales's goal. In transition comes Scotland, but a whistle will turn it over and give it right back to Wales. Jogging it over, it's Rodri Stanford who brings it into the box. A feed in front. But the ball is lost by Ian Dunn and scooped up by Scotland. Andrew Farrington jogs it in. Gets it to Tom Gilbrook, and the defensive midfielder looks to go on offense, at least for a bit. Pasajewski with it in the corner. Back up top to Carey, who's got a goal today. Carey feeds in front, but that pass not finding the cross of its intended recipient. It's out of bounds, turnover, gives it back to Wales. Group B has been one of the most interesting groups of this tournament so far. Austria has struggled, but between Ireland, Norway, Wales, and Scotland, 4 of the 6 teams have been in just about every game they've played. This Wales team squeaking by Norway 6-5 in their second game in group play, while Scotland just edged Norway 12-10. Ireland not as lucky, losing to Norway in overtime earlier today in their final game of group play, which gives this Wales team an opportunity to move on into the quarterfinals. This is Eddie Owen. Races. Now back around at X and floated back up top at Stanford. Feeds in front. Simpson stripped of the ball, but Wales still with a beat on it. Wood can't seem to scoop it up. Knocked over. Draws a whistle. And Wales will keep possession. They call Denver coming from the sideline. Not sure if it's in relation to the Denver Pioneers, the Denver Outlaws, or maybe just the World Championships last held. Shot sails wide, but once again backed up by Wales. Wales shot in front is stopped. Eddie Owen had a good look at it. Instead, it's collected by Scotland. Tom Loke races out of the crease area, but he loses it. Goalie out of his cage, but Wales can't take advantage as Ian Dunn is stripped of the ball along the sideline. And Wales will get the ball. So Dunn remains with it after all. Feeds it to the top. David Howie also with a goal today. Now Stanford taking his time here as Wales still down 2, in need of a win here to finish up group play, get to 4-1. Simpson, Wood, Stanford, around the back. Shot and a score. Jack Murray. And just like that, Wales back within 1. Wales looking to grab some momentum here. We edge towards the midway points of this third quarter. A violation called on the face-off, and it gives it to Wales. Sam Miles gets the face-off win for Wales in green. He hands off for Owen. And another opportunity here to tie things up. Wales has not been tied since around the 15-minute mark of the opening quarter. David Howie carries it to X, working against the short stick. As he's defended by Josh Richardson in white. Howie dodges near side. Behind the back shot, just could not get it on cage. And it's scooped up by Loke. A little trouble with it for a second for Scotland's Rhys Jeffrey, but it's shoveled in and a chance for an offensive set. Matthew Carey picks up the pole, fades it behind, lost for a second by Pasajewski. Got a hat trick already today. Good defensive play there by Wales. Scooped up by Mark Jones and brought over in transition to Simpson. Simpson, the veteran, looking to carry it all the way in through some traffic. Loses it, but he scoops up the ground ball. And so Simpson keeps it for Wales. And Ryan Walker gets it to the offense for the guys in green. Sneaky play there by Ryan Sage from Scotland, but Wales able to keep possession. Wood to Owen. Shot on the doorstep for Simpson, and he couldn't finish. But it's backed up by Wales. James Parent starts it. Simpson, this time he's denied by Ethan Harris. Harris followed that thing the whole way from Simpson's stick. And he keeps Scotland in the lead by 1. Pete Ross. Hands off for Gilbrook. Now Ross gets it back as some of the substitutions come on here for Scotland in the white uniforms with the navy numbers. Feed to Richardson. Around the back to Pasajewski. Now to Farrington. As we cross over the midway point of this third quarter. A shot from Ross. Easily just kind of pushed away by Richardson in goal. But it's backed up by Farrington, and Scotland keeps it. Farrington across to a wide open Richardson, but he couldn't bring in the pass. It was a little wide, and the turnover gives it right back to Wales. Man, he was wide open. You had a feeling maybe he was thinking about the shot before the catching of the pass. What an individual effort here by Rosser. He bodies his way over midfield. The one-man clear gets it into Perrin. And an offensive set as Wales once again tries to tie things up. Been very nearly 2 full quarters since Wales has been even with Scotland. An opportunity to tie things up here. This is Eddie Owen. Races down the alley, shot off the crossbar. Oh, it beat Harris, but it couldn't sneak inside the bar. Instead, it kicks out. But backed up by Wales, they'll keep possession. As Ryan Martin triggers it in for Max. Once again, Owen. Now over to Howie. He also has a goal for Wales. Around the outside to Stanford, loses it. Loose ball. But a push called, and Wales will keep possession. Once again, Owen dodges down the alley. Once again, just couldn't quite get that thing to fall. But once again, backed up by Wales, the possession continues. What about third time's the charm for Owen, maybe? He took another slight run at it. Instead, it's Perrin. Dodging his way, I believe he found the bar as well, and a whistle negates a possible goal. It's a crease violation. They're going to say maybe a push into the crease, so Green keeps it for Wales, but a terrible break because they had a goal in the rebound. There's Ryan Martin there, right place, right time. Number 25 in green, but instead the goal taken off the board, and it remains a 1-goal Scotland lead. Owen dodges through some defenders, loses it, picks it up again, and another whistle. And another whistle that gives it back to Wales. So this long possession continues. Wood. Out of Howie. Back to Wood. Lengthy possession as Wales wears down this Scottish defense. Under 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Perrin working from X. Nowhere to go. He's D'd up by Andy O'Donnell and White. Eventually gets rid of it and gets it to Martin. Wood wants a run at it, loses it, poked free, pushed down, and another whistle. Another push. No flag, but Wales keeps possession yet again. This third quarter continues to wind down. Perrin at X. Dodging near side. And he scores! What a one-handed finish from James Perrin. And we're knotted up at 7 apiece. A really long possession there for Wales. And it ends up in a goal, and you just get the feeling that may be a momentum shift in this game as we're knotted up at 7. The first tie in this thing since we were all tied up at 1 around the 15-minute mark of that first quarter. Under 4 minutes to play in the third, a hold on the faceoff gives it back to Wales, a chance for them to take their first lead in this game. And the Scottish defense has to be tired. A long, long possession for Wales. Ended in that goal that tied things up at 7. And they go right back to work here on defense again. A spin from Howie in front, feeds behind. Really good opportunity there for Martin on the doorstep. He couldn't catch that pass, but Wales scoops up the loose ball, and Stanford lines up a run. His feed too low for James Perrin, but the Grass able to keep that one in the corner, and Wales keeps possession. Everything going right for Wales here. Ryan Walker takes the flip. Dodges. Far side alley. Now behind. Perrin collects in some traffic. Now Stanford. Rodri, the former rugby player. Now getting used to things with the stick in his hand. Under a minute to go in this third quarter. Shots. Sails wide. But once again backed up by Wales, and they keep possession. It'll be Howie to start things off. Feeds to Dunn. He's got a couple of goals in this game. Owen dodging down the alley. His shot sails wide. Ref's figuring something out here. Here's Dunn, spins, splits two, shots! Sails just wide and high, but it draws a flag. Excuse me, Eddie Owen making those moves. And the flag is down. A slashing call against Coleman Tahinsky. A minute man up, and you heard from the sideline to hold the ball here for Wales. Keep possession for this fourth and final quarter with the game tied, and that's exactly what they're going to do. 60 minutes in the books, and boy, do we have a good one in Group B. Scotland and Wales locked at 7. 20 more minutes to come here on Lac Sports Network.